you can actually take it and put it into ChatGPT, or you could put it into a platform like Manus, Manus, I think. Okay. And basically take everything that you've done and say, all right, this is everything that I've done. I want you to go ahead and I want you to read this. And after you've read this, make sure that you tell me that you understand what it is that you've read. Okay. That's the first thing you're going to do. All right. And you just put it in your prompt terms. All right. If you guys want the actual prompts, come to the summit and then I'll show you exactly how I did it.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you as always for joining me. Okay. This is an exciting week because this is I guess you can call it my community service week, right? This weekend, I'm going to be doing a summit. It is going to be the Invincible Business Online Summit. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the summit today. I want you to sign up for the summit. It's at smartsuccesshealthcare.com/summit. But I want to talk to you guys about like what's happening behind the scenes, how I'm doing this. And I guess one of the big things that I'm really focusing on this year, I'm actually, you'll hear more about it on next podcasts. I really dive deep into not making things inefficient for your clients. But I want to talk about the summit in and of itself. And then I want to get you guys to start thinking, like, how can I make things faster, quicker, more efficient for my clients to be able to like get better results? Like what am I doing? Okay. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey Gittimer. He was the keynote speaker at my SSHC live event in 2021. And he, I really respect this guy because not only is he multiple New York Times bestseller. I think he's had 6 books that have gone New York Times bestseller, but he's in his late 70s. He's an old dude. I mean, Jeffrey, listen, no offense to you. He's kind of an old dude, you know what I mean? And this guy is just working things and doing things at an extremely high level at his age. And I really respect his habits and what he's done in order to get to where he's at. So anyways, something he said every single day he asks himself, how can I make everything that I'm doing better, smoother, faster, more efficient? How do I get better in these things? And I was thinking about that. Like, that's something that since then, I can't say I do it every day, but I've asked myself, how do I do things better? Of all the things that I have done, I think what people know me most for is helping people create things online, right? And to make things more efficient for people, and to make them not always have to rely on their physical selves being in front of someone in order to give value. Okay, that's great. And of the things that I've done, I think, most people can agree that my 5-day challenges are probably the most impactful. People have said, look, in 5 days, you have been able to transform my entire mind of like how I looked at things to having a totally different perspective, taught me skills, taught me things. And it's been great. But the problem with the 5-day challenge, and by the way, it's good. Okay. I'm not like, I don't want to but I am asking myself, how do I make things better? And the problem with the 5-day challenge is that it's 5 days. It's 5 days. Every day is an hour and a half. So 5 times an hour and a half, that's 3, 6, 7.5 hours that people are spending with me, right? Yeah. 7.5 hours that people are spending with me. And sometimes I'll even do an encore like on a Saturday. So sometimes it's up to like 9 hours that people are spending with me over a week. And that's a lot. It's a lot, especially for people that are stuck in a trading time for money cycle and don't have that time. And so although they're extremely transformative, I've had to ask myself, what are ways that I can actually get this in front of more people and they actually consume it? And so I was like, man, could I do a 1-day thing? Like 1 day, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, maybe even up to 4 hours, where I condense everything that I teach over 9 hours and do it in half the time or less. And so I started saying, I think I can, but how am I going to do it? So I want to bring you guys through the process of like literally how I am doing this right now as I'm prepping for this summit coming up this week. So here's the first thing I do. Okay. And this is what I recommend for you guys to do. Whatever it is that you do, however you bring value to people, okay? If it's a workshop, if it's a summit, if it's a challenge, if it's a webinar, and you want to make it tighter, what you can do is you can take everything that you've done in the past, and you could actually take it and put it into ChatGPT, or you could put it into a platform like Manus, Manus, I think, okay? And basically take everything that you've done and say, all right, this is everything that I've done. I want you to go ahead and I want you to read this. And after you've read this, make sure that you tell me that you understand what it is that you've read. Okay. That's the first thing you're going to do. All right. And you just put it in your prompt terms. All right. If you guys want the actual prompts, come to the summit and then I'll show you exactly how I did it. All right. Then number 2 is, okay, based on all the things that I've learned, all the things that you've learned from me, what are the big takeaways that you took from day 1, from day 2, from day 3, from day 4, from day 5? Okay, so make sure that it's on the right path of the things that it read, the things that you want people to take away, the outcome that you want people to get. Okay, that's number 2. Then number 3 is say, okay, all of the things that I've done, it took me this amount of time to be able to do. 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, over 5 days. I want to do a 3.5-hour summit. And I want to be able to teach all of these concepts. And this is the output that I'm looking for. So I know for day 1, I need to be able to get people to rework their minds to understand that if they're trading time for money, they will always be bottlenecked. And if they're not bottlenecked because they have such a big organization, the people that are working for them will be bottlenecked. And eventually it will come back to bite them in the butt. Okay. All right. That's what I want people to learn on day 1. All right, on day 2, what do I want? Day 2, I want people to understand the power of having products, right? Online products, whether it's affiliate, it's education, info-based products. I want them to have online products, and I want them to understand how online products work. I want them to understand how it leverages them, and I want them to understand how to actually build it. Day 3, I know that I want them to be able to understand how to create recurring revenue alternatives, right? Whether that's memberships, that's software, ways for them to be able to get value from people in the form of money, but then giving value to people, but giving it to them month over month over month. Okay. Number 4 is I want them to understand that if they don't want to leave the clinic, there's a way that they can still stay in the clinic, but add what I did on day 1 and day 2 to make their clinic offering worth 50% more. Okay. And then the final day is where I teach them how to put all of this together, that you can't just have 24/7 products. You have to have 24/7 marketing, 24/7 lead gen, 24/7 sales, and then 24/7 ways to give people value through your services and products. Okay. So that's what I need. That's the output I'm looking for. Okay. So I then feed that into Chat or Claude and say, okay, this is the output I'm looking for. This is the amount of time I want to be able to deliver it. Help me now take that output and turn it into a way that is very, very, very consumable for someone, but I need to be able to do it in a condensed period of time of 3.5 hours. And then tell me what things I need to have so that I can teach this and that they can get these concepts. Done. That's how you do it. So you start with the outcome that you're looking for. Then you give it the context of how you want this to be delivered. And then you take the output from that, and now it creates something new. So the same thing that Jeffrey Gitomer was asking me to do every single day, you can now not only do that, but you can have an army of assistants do that for you. Isn't that wild? Like, guys, that's literally what I'm going to do. And you'll see on Saturday how it turns out. But basically, that's what we're able to do. And if you're thinking that way, which I think it's in your best interest to think that way, then you know that I can never, I can't lose. I can't lose because I'm always going to be out innovating my competition. I'm always going to be compressing people's time and their ability to get to the value that they're looking for. And it's going to be a win for me. And that's what I want you to think about. That's what I'm doing. If you want to see me do it, come to the summit. It's going to be the Invincible Online Business Summit. We're going to be doing it January 24th. You can sign up at smartsuccesshealthcare.com/summit. And I'll be doing it from 10 a.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. ish. VIP is where you'll get access to all the recordings. You get access to all the prompts. You get access to all the resources, all the materials, a workbook that we're doing for it. And I think it'll be a pretty epic experience for you. So anyways, I hope to see you guys at the summit. Love you guys. Till next time.